What's up, guys? Welcome to another video on the channel. Before the video starts, drop a like and subscribe. That'd be greatly appreciated. Hopefully we can get to 1,000 subscribers. Hopefully by the end of the year. That's my goal. Pretty much, if you guys don't know, I'm pretty sure everybody already knows, and honestly nobody really gives a shit about this. I don't know why I'm making a video about this, but 3 starters, Alter Sun, Alter Moon starters, or Sun and Moon starters. Decidueye, Primarina, and Incineroar now have their hidden ability released, which we got earlier today via Pokemon Bank, which I already picked them up. I got 3 shitty natures. Honestly, I wasn't even going to use them anyways because I've literally only picked up the game. So, like, for the whole month of February, honestly, I've only picked up the game of Alter Sun and Alter Moon like only 5 or 6 times. All those times were to go and check my GTS and do a few Wander trades. I have never been so active on a Pokemon game since the end of Gen 3. That really does say something, honestly, that nobody gives a shit about these games. Everybody is waiting for the Nintendo Switch game to be released, which, spoilers, we never got anything from the Nintendo Direct today about the new Pokemon Switch games. The only thing we got about was a bunch of Splatoon stuff. I have a video on that on the second channel if you guys want to go check out my opinions on the Splatoon 2 DLC and stuff like that. We got Smash released, which honestly I don't give a shit about. Everybody else and their mother is freaking out about it. Smash originally wasn't really that good of a game anyways, unless they make serious drastic changes to Smash for the Switch. Granted, it's probably going to have better graphics, but as long as they don't make, as long as they make drastic changes, and if I see something that's like super different, a game that makes it insanely better, I'm not going to be getting it. Everybody and their mother's freaking out about it though. It's not really, honestly not even that good of a game. It wasn't originally, and I don't think it's going to be again. I think it's overhyped. And all we got pretty much Pokemon-wise was Detective Pikachu, which nobody gives a shit about. It's a shitty spin-off game. Just from the looks of it, it's more of a kid's game. Not going to try it at all. Regarding Decidueye, Primarina, and Incineroar, we did get these 2 Pokemon Bank. The hidden abilities are released. Way too late. Nobody gives a shit about these abilities now. Nobody's playing the games hardly anymore. Like, all my friends that are playing the games are rather either beat Alter Sun and Alter Moon, haven't even bought the games because it wasn't worth it, or aren't even playing. They're only playing on Showdown. They don't even play the games anymore. Like I said, I only picked up the game for the whole month of February 5 times, and that was to check the GTS and make a few Wander trades. Apart from that, I haven't been so inactive on a Pokemon game since the end of Gen 3. That's when the end of Gen 3 was like going into Gen 4, and that's why I really didn't give a shit about anything, but it hasn't been that bad since, and that really says something, especially from a diehard fan like me. Apart from that, we got the hidden abilities. I'm going to start with the Decidueye first. Decidueye got Long Reach. Pretty much what it does, it pretty much makes contact moves not have contact, so you won't be taking damage from things like Rocky Helmet or Rough Skin. Now, the issue with this is, this ability doesn't really help it that much. It's already an RU Mon. The only Mons in RU that this really is going to be good against is Mons with Rocky Helmet, which, unless you're going against like a defensive tank that happens to have Rocky Helmet, which is going to be very, very unlikely, unless your opponent's like prepping for you, if it's like a prep match against an opponent, or if it's like a random match. Once in a while you get a Mon with a Rocky Helmet. Not very common of an item though. Or against things like Poison Point, which Dragolja has, but again, on Dragolja, it's RU, but nobody runs Poison Point. You're going to be running Adaptability every time. The only other thing that it's good against is Mummy, which is for Cofagrigus, which is pretty common down in RU tier, I guess. But at the same time, you're still going to be getting burned because they always run Will-O-Wisp. I mean, you can keep your ability. You won't change it into Mummy, but it's not really doing anything else for you. It's not like giving you like a power buff or anything, but and the only other ability apart from Poison Point and Mummy on Cofagrigus that is really good for it in tier is against Moltres, which has Flame Body, which honestly Moltres really isn't that common down here, and if you're going to be staying in on a Moltres, you're going to be getting out sped and probably killed, because most common set down here is either bulky Fire Spin Trap Set, or it's Choice Scarf. Choice Scarf Moltres is the most common set down in RU. And most likely you're going to be switching out anyway, so it really doesn't do anything for you. Granted, you won't be taking any Flame Body, so you won't be having a chance to get burned, but it's a Mon that you won't even get staying in on, and you'll be getting outsped by. Apart from that, any mon down here that has any other abilities, it's honestly useless against. Again, like I said, Rocky Helmet, which really isn't the most common of items. Long Reach, probably all the abilities, the least useful in my opinion. As for the next ability, running over to Primarina. Primarina gets Liquid Voice as its hidden ability, which just got released. Sound-based moves become Water type. Now, originally, I'm pretty sure they said it was Liquid Voice was going to be normal type moves, are going to be, or sound-based moves are going to be made Water type and given an extra stat or extra damage boost. That's not what we got here. Still, they lied to us. That was either misleading or they lied to us, honestly, because it doesn't say that we get a damage boost. I mean, we get stab on it, but they said they were going to give us a damage boost above stab, even with stab on it, and we never got that. So either it was misleading or we got lied to by Pokemon Company. Sound-based moves that we can use with this thing. We only got 2 sound-based moves. One of them is Uproar, which is down here somewhere. We get Uproar. Yeah, Uproar, which locks you in for 3 turns, so nobody's going to be running this. It's a base 90 power move. Disarming, not even disarm. I think it was, what was it? Echoed Voice, which is a base 40 power, gets stabbed. Nobody's going to be running that unless you're in game. And the only other sound-based move is Hyper Voice, which is base 90 plus stab. With stab, it's not even stronger than Hydro Pump, and more than likely, if you're going to be running Primarina, you're more than likely going to want Scald. There's really no reason to run Hyper Voice above Scald. The 30% chance for the burn is way better, in my opinion, than running a 10 base power more move. It has no additional effect. If you're running like a bulky set, if you're running like a fully specs offensive set like max HP, max special attack, modest, Hydro Pump's your best bet every time for most damage. You're gonna be running either Hydro Pump, Moon Blast, and like 2 other coverage moves. You won't have room for Hyper Voice, which is pretty much useless. Hydro Pump's better in every other way. I mean, if you want the 100% accuracy and losing out of damage, you can go that route, but honestly, Hyper Voice or Hydro Pump is actually way better than Hyper Voice in any other way if you're running fully offensive Primarina. So again, this ability really isn't the best ability for this thing. It gives it like a few, like 3 options, but again, Torrent more than likely better in most situations. And probably the mon I think that's going to be getting the most buff, and actually can see this mon actually rising up a tier from this buff and this ability, which gives this thing a really good niche. Intimidate Incineroar makes it very, very good. You can come in. This thing is most commonly run either Assault Vest right now or Scarfed. Having the ability to come in and U-turn out and getting Intimidate off your opponent and outspeeding and getting U-turn off can help your team out very, very much. Intimidate's a very, very good ability. Minus your attack by 1 with the Bosom Mon. Gets U-turn. I mean, it gets a lot of different stuff. With Intimidate out now, it gives you more of a reason to run Intimidate. I mean, you can still run Blaze, but Intimidate's going to be better than most cases. Like on the other 2 mons, you could run Torrent and you could still run Overgrow, and you're not even going to mostly know the difference because they don't do anything really for the mon. Intimidate actually does something for this mon, actually helps the mon, gives it something a lot better. More like an Arcanine, but with the Dark typing. And a little bit slower, just a kind of bulkier Arcanine with a little bit more attack. I mean, you get a decent move pool as well. Like I said, this is going to be probably really good on Scarf set, like a Scarf Intimidate, come in, get a U-turn off, get Intimidate off, stuff like that. We're just switching into things, honestly. You can take hits a lot better with Intimidate. Run like a bulky, like Assault Vest set. Assault Vest set's really going to be on the rise, just because you can take physical hits so much better now with Intimidate. You throw Assault Vest on, run like max HP, max attack, or like max HP, max speed, or something like that. And you just come in and you can soak up a few hits with Intimidate off. I mean, you can run more bulky sets now. You can run like possibly like a defensive set. It gets Willow, so it does get Willow. So you can run like a defensive set, maybe like a bulk up set or something. I don't know, a lot of different options for this thing. Alright, my video's done processing. That's nice. What was I gonna say now? I do see this Mon rising up from NU to RU, so I think it actually got dropped down here in like the last few tier changes. So with this next tier change at the end of this month, I do see rising up to RU again, just because of the ability. It's probably the best ability that to get that's going to be released for the starters. Like I said, this ability actually helps this Mon. The other two abilities, even without the abilities being released, the Mon still would have pretty much been the same. But with Intimidate, it just makes Incineroar better, which I think is the Mon that got the best niche and best buff from having the hidden ability released. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and drop a like and subscribe if you guys want more videos like this in the future. Let me know in the comment section down below as well. I'll see you guys next video. Peace.